morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am the nail lady. In today's video, I am excited to debut a new look that I recently, I don't want to say discovered, but I practiced I discovered it. And it's called shaved ice nails. So I was thinking I wanted to do something really colorful and pretty and exciting, and I was thinking about shaved ice one day because I love shaved ice and that's all there is to that. And I wanted to translate it into my nail design. So I came up with these different looks, and I'll show you right now how I got to it. Okay, so I have already done two nails, as you can clearly see, and I'm going to show you how I got this look and what products I've used today to achieve my shaved ice look. Okay, so first and foremost, we will be using Makartt's Soak Off Jelly Nail Polish. That's P-08. Everyone knows the jelly nail designs, but I wanted to switch it up a bit. So I'm using natural nail tips from Makartt, coffin shape, because the color shows clearly, and more vibrant with the jelly nail polish and the natural tips. You can, I suppose, use clear tips to make it more jelly and transparent, but you know, this is the design I chose for today. So what I usually do is I start with the most vibrant of colors, and for this particular set of polishes, it's usually the pink and the different shades of blue, and then I go in with maybe the orange color, and then the purple, and then I go with the I want to call it yellow or green, depending on how you see it. And so first we just dab on the colors wherever you'd like. I usually like to keep the different shades of blue separate, because it's just blues melding together. And I really love Makartt. You know I swear by them if you've seen any of my previous videos. I have nail foils from Makartt. I have a lot of polishes, nail tips, and I really love their product. And so we're just randomly placing these colors anywhere. The most exciting part about these type of designs, honestly, is that there is no exact design. Every single nail will be different and unique, and I really love that. So if you see a color that you like, say we have this yellow here right in the center here, I'll use the daughter tool. So we have this yellow here, and I like the way it blends and highlights everything, so it's not looking like one bland color. And the oranges here, if you like those colors, you can always highlight them, which means they're not the main center of attention, but they kind of bring all the colors together, and I really love that, and it's so beautiful. So try not to put it on too thick, because these colors are still soft gels, so they will meld, which is great for the design, but just be aware of how much you're using so as not to pretty much knock it off the nail and it escapes into the cuticle and sidewall area. So what I'm using is a dotting tool, and I'm just literally rubbing it around the nail to spread it. And what I'll do is I'll start with the one color first, so I'm not blending it, and then I go in and wipe it off with my napkin to clean it off a bit. and go on to the next color. So I'm not changing and altering the color. And with these blues, even though they're different shades of blue, I'll still blend before wiping either blue. And I'm going to just turn this nail because I see it falling into this yellow-ish color. And so it doesn't get all in my cuticle area and my side walls. So literally, it's just the easiest design. I know a lot of people love a lot of color in their designs. And this is a super fun design. Seriously, it's so fun. It's like a tie-dye type of vibe, you know, type of look. And it's great for any age. Summertime look. Really, really fun. Excuse me. So we're going into the orange. And what I didn't do is I didn't put purple in this. And that's specifically because once I finish kind of scrubbing this design into the nail, there will be openings in which the colors have not reached. And that is purposeful. Because one, I don't want to use up all my gel supply on one set. And then also it's because I want to see where I want to place my purple color. And so you take that color, you know, kind of rock the polish back and forth until you get an excess amount of the polish off. And then you just drop it in the blank spaces. And this is one of the more transparent colors. Probably one of the most transparent colors of this polish set. You usually probably would need about several layers of this color just to really see it. You can't tell because I'm using natural tips, but if you're using a clear tip, you'll definitely understand what I mean if you've used this product before. But it is so beautiful, all of these colors. I'm gonna wipe this side off here. And we're pretty much finished. I mean, you can blend it until your heart is, you know, content. But we're pretty much finished here. So what you'll do is you'll stick that in the lamp for 60 seconds. And by lamp, I mean the UV lamp. For 60 seconds. All right, and we have that done. Okay, so this is the exciting part. We have four specific different type of nail designs. So one, we're going to use anything that can capture your glitters. I'm just using this Makartt kind of how-to paper to catch my glitter. I'm just using a basic Dollar Tree glitter. And so we'll start with the top coat of Makartt, clear top coat. So what you're doing is you're taking your glitter, and this glitter you can find at any Dollar Tree or any craft store where you can buy loose glitters or arts and crafts, and you'll just take it and begin to pour on your nails. Just pour it on top. until it covers the entire nail. And the best thing about it is you have this paper underneath, so you're really not wasting your glitters. So turn the nail from every angle, making sure your nail is still above that paper, and just keep pouring until it's covering the whole entire nail. So this is kind of the glitter that really gives it that shaved ice look. You're gonna just tip your nail forward, tap it a bit, make sure you're getting that excess glitter. This is like a large chunk, so I'm getting rid of that. And there you are. Okay, so now that we have that glitter on that pinky nail, what we're gonna do now is go on to the next nail, and that is the ring finger. When I first came up with the idea of the shaved ice nails, I wanted a consistency that kind of looked like ice. So I decided to use my clear beads for my caviar beads. And I thought, oh, that looks like it could, you know, look like ice. So what my next step is I'm going to use gummy jelly from Nail Couture and my Shine E top coat, also from Nail Couture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it on. Here's the gummy jelly. It's like a regular build gel, sort of, kind of. It's like between build gel and sculpt gel with the consistency that it has. And what that's going to do is it's going to have those beads have something to hold on to. But we're going to put this on, and then we're not going to cure it, and we're not going to put the beads on. What we're going to do next is put the top coat on. And I only usually put it up to this cuticle area. I don't want to waste my gummy jelly. It's not necessary to cover the whole nail in the gummy jelly, but just enough to hold your beads. So what I'm going to do is have it up to here, and then I'm going to use that top coat before applying anything. And I'm going to just clean up this area. I'm left-handed, but it's on this side, so I'm kind of ambidextrous in that kind of way. So I'm going to use that top coat, and I'm going to have basically nothing but this little tiny bit, because that's all it really needs. I found in my trial and error that using a lot actually makes it worse. It makes it stick less. And it doesn't have like this saran wrap effect that it's meant to have when you use the gummy jelly and the shiny top coat together. Once you stick it in that UV lamp, you know how saran wrap, when it heats up, it kind of shrivels. That's kind of basically what it's doing, but it's going to be shriveling up around your caviar beads, and that'll have your beads sticking. It'll have it stuck onto there. So I'm just making sure I get the gummy jelly spread as well as the top coat spread on here evenly on all parts. And then I'm going to go in with my caviar beads. I got my caviar beads from, I believe it was Michael's. I can look for a link for you, and I'll leave it down in the description box below. So what we're going to do is take our clear bead. It looks like this. This is what mine looks like. See that? It'll be in a pack like that. So use this one. It looks kind of white, but it's actually more of a clear color. I'm going to use what is my clear. I know it's crazy, but you got to do what you got to do. I'm using my clear kind of tray from my eraser. And I'm going to use it to hold my beads. I don't have a tray in which, you know, I believe Kiara Sky and things like that have it. I tapped this by accident, so that's okay. All you gotta do is just wipe back over it with that brush and it's fine. So I don't have a tray, so I'm using what I got. You don't always have to have a lot of money to support your dreams, but you gotta be creative. So I'm just gonna slowly pour that onto the nail. And again, just like with the glitter, cover that entire nail. Now when it comes to me and caviar beads, I'm very particular. I like to have it contain its shape whenever I do a nail. Here, let me see if this is in the camera. I like to keep that coffin shape, but also have it do its job and look beautiful. Okay, so what I mean by that is, see how it is now? It looks crazy, it looks bulky, but that's okay. Because I'm gonna go in, you just use your dotting tool and just push it onto the nail. Push it into the shape of the nail. Turn it to its side. Push all of those beads onto the nail. And also right here is how I want it, to where it's straight right here. So it won't be on the side here because it'll look wonky and bulky, and I personally don't like that look. Some people may, but I personally don't. So I'm going to use my dotting tool and I'm just going to push it up here to where it keeps its shape. And add, you know, your beads as needed to fill in that space. And instead of just continuously pouring, I'll stick my dotting tool where the other beads have fallen into already, and I'll just place them on here. And I'll use my finger to push it down and pat it into that saran wrap gel. That's what I want to call it. And make sure it stays in there so it's not falling off your client's nails, and it stays right where it needs to be. Okay, and just continue until it's the consistency in which you like. I'll turn the nail, make sure that it's flush with the shape of the nail. And continue doing this until I'm satisfied with how it looks. Okay, so now that we have that shape to where we would like it, we are going to cure for 1 minute in the lamp, because that's the amount of time for Max Estrada's top coats. All right. All right, so we have that down. And the next thing we're going to do, now I decided to do it on the index finger because it's very much so, I mean, they're all cone shaped, but this is a bit of a smaller nail. So what I'm going to do is actually get the specific design of the actual shaved ice cone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my blues and all my colors that I've used throughout the video to shape the ice. I'm setting out all my gels. And with this one, I find that I don't necessarily have to do all of the colors. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do a blue and maybe a purple and yellow, make it like a greenish color. So you kind of figure it out as you go. Whatever you decide to do, it's a perfect nail because you decided to do it that way. So, oh, that is orange, not blue. Okay, so what I just do is I shimmy off the colors, the excess gel off of the brush until you get kind of an empty thing. And I just take my dotting tool and brush it directly off, take it directly off the brush. That way I'm not using an excess of my colors and wasting my polish. So I'm going to outline where I want the ice cream or shaved ice. It's basically just, you know, juice flavored ice. For those of you who don't know what shaved ice is. And I'll clean that off later. It's gel, so it's not cured, so it won't do any harm. And just bring that down to blend into your next color. If you need more, just add more onto your brush tip. I'm sorry, your dotting tool. Bring that up to the cuticle area. It's fine, you can wipe it off as you go along. And do wipe off your dotting tool with each color that you use, because it will, you could possibly wipe it onto your brush or anything, and it would not look great if you have your colors mixed in your bottles. I'm going to take this purple and do the same thing with the brush. Take it around, blending it in with the previous color up top. Now you're making it to where these lines are less than the top of the lines. They're not expanding far out because we're going to have a kind of a rounded design. So wiping off, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Wiping off with each use, being sure that you close each of your bottles every time you use it. Do not want to spill this over. Do not want to make it a yikes moment where you wasted all that money because you didn't close your top of your bottle. Okay, I'm going to go in with this yellowish color. It looks green to me, to be honest. It looks green once it's coming out the bottle, but then it looks yellow. So sometimes you'll hear me say green, sometimes you'll hear me say yellow. And I used a bit too much, so I'm going to wipe that excess off. And then just blend it up with the previous color. And I'm going to bring some of this blue down, actually. Make it kind of a more green color. Just blending it. Wipe that off and get more of this blue to mix into it, because I want a green color. I love green. It's my favorite color, pink and green. And that's blended. And then we'll go on to our next color, which is, I'm going to use orange and then pink. Put your top back on, bro. Alright, and you can bring this down as low as you want, to be honest. But I'm going for more of a quarter way down because we still have more of the design to go. And this orange is one of the more translucent colors, so I had to add more gel, and that's okay. Now what I'm doing is bringing the color up, because now we're getting towards the bottom of the cone of the scoop. That's the word, the scoop. Yeah, so we're keeping that rounded still, bringing it up, making sure all those colors blend together. Why do you want them to blend together? Because that's how it would mix if you were actually having shaved ice, because it's just juice on ice, so it will blend together and mix together and have that consistency. And lastly, we'll bring in that pink, and we're gonna extend that out to where it's rounding this part and this part, and kind of closing it in all together. This doesn't have to be perfect, because honestly, it's shaved ice. Shaved ice isn't perfect. You don't have the perfect rounded ice shaving. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't try to be a perfectionist. It's okay. So we're going to have that blue meeting that pink on the sides here, and them all kind of blending it together right here on the sides. I'm sorry about that. Thought I was in focus. And cleaning off any excess you might have brushed into it. And let your clients know you can always wipe it off. It's not been cured. So they'll be all right. It looks wonky now, but it'll be fine. So meet all the colors on the side here as well. I love that purple look when you blend that blue and pink together. It's beautiful. Okay. Pushing that up. And we'll wipe this part off. I love this little dotting tool. Comes with the silicone at the end of the other end. I love it so much. So now, once you get it to the blend that you prefer, I used too much of that yellow color. Now it's got it running, but that's all right. So now that we have that all blended, what we're gonna do next, before we cure it, let's go back in with that glitter that we had before and bring that paper underneath to catch the glitters, and we're just gonna do the same thing as before. Making sure we get all angles. It looks crazy now, but it's going to be beautiful later. Tap that finger, and look at that. See? Beautiful. And we want to make sure that because the glitter adds pressure, that we're not getting any gels on the side of that nail, on the side of that finger. Wipe it off. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're going to cure that. So then you're just going to take your nail, aim it downward, and lightly brush that glitter off onto that paper or whatever you use to capture your glitter. And we're not done with this nail yet. Okay, so we are going to go back in with the dotting tool, and we're going to create some super fun, cute, like melted drops off of the ice cream cone and into kind of like a puddle at the bottom here. So I'm going to use my pink, my yellow, and my blue. And again, we're going to do the same thing and just drag the color straight off of the brush. And I'm just going to create a dot, and then create several dots trickling down. And then I'm going to create a line down here using my dotting tool. And that'll be kind of like a puddle of where the ice cream or the ice melted into. So with this first dot, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Dot it like that. I'll turn it so you can see. And I'm just gonna like glaze over it and pull it upward onto where that pink is. Can you see that? And then I'll show you again with the other colors. Now wipe your dotting tool off and continue. Remembering to close each cap. Alright, one more time. I'm going to bring it a little closer for you. Bring in that dot. It's yellow, so it's kind of hard to see it. I'm just dabbing this in this exact same spot over and over again because that yellow is so transparent. And then I'm going to just pull it up and then trickle down, and then use that area at the bottom again as though it's melted here at the bottom, blending it in with that pink. Wipe your brush off, and one more time for the blue color. Okay. Take this blue, pull it more on this side, dot it down like it's dripping, blend it in at the bottom here. And then, I'm sorry, I was out of focus. So we're just blending it at the bottom here as though it's melted. And then we're gonna take that dot, just draw it up. Lightly going over it, not actually touching the nail, but just letting that glaze upward from the paint itself. And there you have it. and you will just cure that. Alright, so the last thing I will do is specifically on the dots themselves, but not on the entire nail. I'm going to use that dotting tool one more time and just dab on top coat onto each of those markings where it's melted. Only on there because I like the 3D look. I like the 3D look of the dots. So I'm only going to add it to that instead of painting the whole nail. And that way it won't have that sticky layer. Inhibition layer, tacky layer, whichever you like to call it. And you're literally just dotting it right where you had the previous dot marks. And then you can paint the bottom if you'd like with the top coat brush, or you can use your dotting tool, whichever you prefer. It's really just up to you, to be honest. I'm gonna just brush it on. Getting that bottom so it doesn't peel up. Alright, and cure that again for 1 minute. Alrighty everyone, so there is your finished set. Look at that. Oh, I love that nail so much. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful colors. And again, this was me testing out these different looks. So probably what I would do is have this one as an accent nail. And then maybe all the other colors be one specific color. Or I'll have an accent nail of the glitter. Maybe on the center finger, the middle finger. And then this one be the accent on the index, and have the rest of the nails one solid color, and of course the thumb. But that is your final look. You can put the cuticle oil there, rub it in, and you have a beautiful set just in time for the summertime. This, my friends, is the shaved ice nail. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.